In today's video, we are going to talk about one of the most powerful, deadliest, and unfortunately one of the most common attacks that can occur in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yes, we are talking about the guard pass. But before we get into it, if you are new here, I am the co-founder of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program, and this is where you want to be for up-to-date videos on technique, strategy, and training tips. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. So there are many ways that someone can pass your guard, and oftentimes it comes down to small details that you may or may not be thinking about. But today we're gonna look at something that happens very often, especially in lower belts. It's called the stomach volcano. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so what makes this one of the most common attacks? Well, it's because it's simple. There aren't a lot of moving parts, and it takes advantage of a very natural position that people tend to get into when they are in the closed guard. When someone's legs are closed like this, their hips are typically going to be slightly higher and their shoulder is going to be covering their hip. This gives the person passing an opportunity to take advantage of a very simple maneuver. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to assume that we have someone in our closed guard and they're in this position right here. And notice how my shoulder is covering my hip. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our hands on the inside of the legs, fingers pointing up towards the hips. Now from there, what we're going to do is we're going to reach over, grab that lapel, and pull it nice and tight. Now when we do this, the goal is to get as much of the leg as we can out from underneath us. The more that we can get out, the better, because it's going to give us more space to work in. Now, as soon as we start doing this, there's a couple things that the person in the guard is going to try to do. First, they're going to try to push us away with their leg. We don't want to let that happen. We want to keep our leg there, and we want to drive our knee into their hip. The more we can get our knee into their hip, the harder it's going to be for them to move. Now, if they really fight this hard, it might actually pop your knee out of place. So if you have a training partner who is really aggressive, you might want to tell them to ease up a little bit. From there, once we get our knee kind of wedged into their hip, now we're going to drop our head close to their hip and start to roll to the side. As we roll to the side, we're going to use our shoulder to push off of their leg and use our knee to help push them away from us. So it is important that we turn to the outside of their legs so that our body weight is helping us drive them out. And then from there, it's just a matter of pushing into their hip and standing up. Now there is going to be a lot of times when you do this that they're going to try to recover and put their foot back behind your head. If you see this coming, you can either try to speed up your movement or reach back and grab their foot and pull it away. If you want to get fancy, you could even try to grab both feet and pull them away. It's going to depend on how far along your training partner is in their journey. If you have a newer, less experienced training partner, it's probably best to keep it simple. Just grab that foot, pull it away. If you have a more experienced training partner, you can try some of those fancier moves. There's also another option here, which is instead of rolling to the outside, you can actually roll to the inside. When you roll to the inside, it forces them to put their foot on the ground, and they're going to have a much harder time recovering because they're not going to be able to kick out. You have to be careful here, though, because if they hook that foot and catch your knee, it's going to hurt. This is why I always tell people to train with people who are a little bit better than you. If you're training with people who are worse than you, it's easy to get caught in these things, and it's going to be difficult to escape. So having a training partner who has a little bit more experience will help you out tremendously. And finally, if you're the person who is in the guard, there's a few things that you can do to stop this attack. The first thing is, if possible, try to get your legs as far apart as you can. The wider your legs are, the harder it's going to be for them to get their knee past your legs. The second thing that you can do is, as they start to drive their knee in, try to push your head outwards towards their knees. If you're able to do this, it's going to force them to lift their head up, which will open up a lot of opportunities for you to go after their arm. You can go for an Americana, you can go for a cross-colored choke, you can go for a colored choke. There's a lot of different options that you have if you can get their head close enough to your knees. And the third option that you have is to simply grab the leg and pull it across your body. This is a pretty advanced technique, so don't be surprised if you're not able to do this right away. But if you can pull that leg across your body, it is going to force them to stand up and your lines be able to sweep and take the back. So those are 3 things that you can do to defend against the stomach volcano. Of course, training with more advanced partners will help you tremendously in your ability to defend against these things because they will know what is coming and they will be able to cue you into what you need to do to stop it. The other thing that I want to mention is that there are a lot of different variations to this. People can do it from the butterfly guard. They can do it from the lasso guard. They can do it from different positions. This is just one of the most common ways that it happens. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that like button. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Train hard and we will see you in the next video.